Welcome back to Joy Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho. I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. Today I am working with an 8x8 page. It's going to be 2 pages, and this is the size I like to use when I am scrapbooking for my grandson. That way he can look at the book and it's not so big because he's just a little guy. So I am also, and so I'm going to show you the sketch that I used from Christy's Beautiful Life. I did go back. I skipped page 9 because I had misplaced this paper pack, and we visited the museum, the Children's Museum in Boise, and it was really cute, and they had this cute little duck pond. So I wanted to use this paper pack, and it is called Lily Pad. So it is a little confusing when if you are interested in this pack, because it kind of goes by a couple names. So Lily Pad is the paper pack, and it is a 6x6, and I believe there are 40 sheets, and there might be 10 different things, so there's a lot to choose from. It also comes with a stamp and die cut set, and this is called Charming Duck Pond. So paper pack is called Lily Pond, and this is called Charming Duck Pond. I really hope that someday they'll just call everything the same. I get a little confused. So, and this is how I store it. So with Close to My Heart, we had the magnetic sheets, and I love dies, and so they had a lot of whole dies, and I store those differently. I was able to find some art bins at a garage sale, of course, and so I store my large dies in that, and so I had some leftover magnetic sheets. So I glue dot it down on this side, and then on this side I glue dot it to the pictures. There's a picture on this side, and that way I know if I'm missing any stamps, because I'm notoriously bad about missing stamps. But they have a lot of really fun dies, and so I'll show you which dies I used and when to make this project. So the sketch is by Claudia Henderson, and it's really nice. And so I did change it a little bit. Obviously I don't have as many pictures because this is an 8x8 instead of a 12x12. And remember, a sketch is an idea that you're using, and my pictures always dictate what it's going to look like, what the final sketch will look like. I use a sketch as a starting point, and I stayed really close to Claudia's, and it gave me ideas. I thought, oh, this is the perfect set for this, because I have all these. I have a lily pad, and I have I'm not even sure, the cattails. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. She had hers staggered, and just because of the size of my pictures, I wanted the pictures looked best at this size. It is my favorite size. So I printed these, well, actually I used Project Life, and then I sent them to Walgreens, and I had them printed there. Picture My Life is that I love that app. It works really great for pictures. So these are, I cut my strips. They're 1x6 strips, and I started off at a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and so I went ahead and placed that, because the left side and the right side are exactly the same. So I'm going to go ahead and place these down, and then we'll go to the left side. I did cover up my pictures because just for privacy issues. He is my grandson, but he's not my child. So and I don't know, when you do YouTube, anyone can have access, and so I just to be on the safe side, and I'm going to scoot this over a little bit so that I'm on screen. So I'm going to slide this over a little bit so I can see this helps me line things up. So I am about a 1/2 inch from the edge, and I am a 1/2 inch from the bottom. If I go down this way, let me see if I'm still on screen. I have to move something around here. I'm going to move this up a little bit. So I'm going to start at 1. So at 1.5, I'm going to put this picture down, and I'm going to go right there, right there, and I'm going to make sure, just because I have my eyes is not always straight. Okay, so that is perfectly straight. And let's cover up his cute, adorable little face. And so this was taken; these were taken at the Boise Children's Museum. And my grandson loves water. So the first thing he did was, if you look at that, he looked over to the water and he kept saying water, water, but he was very confused by the fact that the water was not wet, which is his favorite thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead. The sketch does not have this, but I thought it looked kind of blank over here, and I had scraps. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little banner here, and a banner there, and then I fussy cut a little tiny lily pad to go in the middle, just to add a little bit of interest. And my title is called Just Ducky. So I got this on Cricut, and I'm going to put my little duck down here. He's swimming along, and I did ink this and sponged it, but I didn't like it all that well, so I didn't show you how I sponged it, because I didn't think it added that much to it. But I'm going to put my little duck here, and I am going to add the words Just Ducky. So this was, I'll show you how this one, on the Cricut file, when you look up Just Ducky, it looks like it was stacked like this. But I wanted it to go, I didn't have that much room. So I just trimmed it a little bit, and it is perfect. So he's Just Ducky. So he actually picked the ducks up out of the water. I have a picture of that. I'll show you the picture where he's picking up the ducks above the water. But the Children's Museum, it's great. Once he is a little bit more mobile and I don't have to carry him, we will go here on a regular basis. They had all kinds of fun things. I'm actually going to make a whole mini album out of that experience. I think I'm going to move my duck over a little bit more, because I want that to be. So how I got these letters on, as I ran them through a Xyron. I absolutely hate doing really small, tedious things with glue, because there. Okay, so that is that page. So next page. So I'm going to show you how I did the strips. This one I figured you didn't need. Oh, and we're going to do this. Let's do our cluster down here. I think I lost my cluster. So I made, and I might add to this as I go along. So on her sketch, she has some lily pads and some reeds. I guess these are called, no, these are cattails. So in the die cuts, there were cattails. There's cattail stamps, and there's cattail, I'm going to set this to the side, and you can see this. So this was this was one of the stamps that was on there. But I just fussy cut out that one. I don't have a lot of ink, so I thought, oh, it's just better. I can just fussy cut. So I'm going to, this cluster is going to have some cattails, and I'll show you how so this is green apple, and these are garden green, and they're out of cardstock. So I'm just going to add a couple, oops, I think I'll get the adhesive that isn't. So I'm just going to do a little cluster down here, and I'll show you the different treatments that I did. Ooh, I didn't put that picture down very good, did I? And it's kind of got a little bit crooked. So the beautiful thing about 8x8s is he's little and he can hold the pictures, and he loves to look at himself, and it's almost like a storybook that we're telling. Okay, so these lily pads are from the die cuts, so I'll show you that. And then actually, let's put them up this way. And I have 2 tone colors. If you didn't have the stamp set, you could just buy the paper. There's a lot there that you could fussy cut. You wouldn't necessarily have to buy the stamp set unless you really wanted to. Also, if you don't have this paper pack, another stamp paper pack that would be great with this one is the new Otter paper. Would be really cute with this. So on this one, I'll show you this. This one I just stamped. So there's a tiny cattail stamp. I stamped that one on the garden green. I stamped it with, well, actually I colored it with my ink pen, because I don't have a lot of the Stampin' Up! Colors for ink. So there is my little cluster, and I might add to it a little bit more as I go along. And this one was also stamped. So this one, these were die cut, and this one was stamped. And there's a lot of die cuts on there. So that page is complete. And then I'll show you step by step. Ooh, this got, see how I told you I got a crooked eye. Somehow when I went to put my duck on there, it got crooked. Okay, cover him back up. Okay, so we're going to deal with this one now. Okay, so we're going to take the pictures off, and we are lining them. All of our strips are 1 inch. So the layout is 8x8. The paper that I used actually is, let me see if I'm still on camera. The paper that I used is actually 6x6. So I'm going to start, and I've got to make sure that I'm following my pattern. Can't lose concentration here. I'm going to go ahead and sit down. And so I'm going to put, and I did ink all the way around. I did not have matching ink, so I used Journey. And a lot of times if you're inking, it's not, you don't have to have the exact color. You can get away with that. So got to make sure that that is straight. I tend to have things go up at the end, and you don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler. Okay, so that one's a half. Good job. Oh, see, I do have it kind of up. See how I just tend to make everything go up. When I used to teach, I did the same thing on the board. Right on the board, everything went up. You see? So that's because. So this one is. Then I have the lily pad one. Next, I have the cattails. I'm going to put that one on there. It's kind of sad that all this gets, basically it gets covered up pretty much. And on the sketch, they had like 4 pictures on the side, but of course I'm only having 3 because, like I said, I'm using an 8x8. If you are new to scrapbooking and you find it intimidating, I would strongly encourage you to maybe start off with smaller. If you start off with a smaller, instead of 12x12, do an 8x8 or a 6x6. Especially if you're converting from card making, or you're starting to scrapbook and you've been a card maker. Honestly, an 8x8 is not much difference than doing a card. And you just kind of think of it. And they say that if you have a large room, it's the same thing. You want to decorate it as though it were small spaces. Okay, so now I have, oops, here's a little guy. See, so he picks the ducks up out of the water. He picks the ducks up out of the water. And, yeah, since the water wasn't real, I guess, he's thinking, you know, you silly ducks. The water's not real, so I'll just rescue you. I want to make sure that all this is lined up. I have this cute little frog. He was in there. I die cut and stamped him. He's real cute. I don't know if I'll find a place for him, but he is so cute. And my grandson really likes frogs because on Kipper the dog, which is his favorite show, there is a frog. So if I put a frog in his book, he'll like it. But so what I loved about the Children's Museum was there are a lot of things, and you just kind of move from place to place. A lot of variety, a lot of hands-on things, and actually they have a discount. So he was free because he's under 2, and mine was I think it was the senior discount was like $3 or $4 off. So for less than $10. So he does better with that than he does like at a place like Jabbers, because there's something for him. Because when they're little, they just want to, they don't play necessarily with other kids, and so there was lots for him to look at, and I definitely would go again. It was really fun. Let's see, I feel like, well, goodness. So I have a little bit more. Oh, I'm going to call it good. I'm not for sure how straight I am here, but okay. So now I'm going to add my cluster. The sketch has a cluster down here and up here. So I think what I want on the top, I think I'm going to have, like, because I don't have a lot of room, I think I'm going to just have my little frog, and I'm going to pop dot him right there. I think he's really cute there. They have cattails, but we're going to have the frog. And it was kind of an afterthought. So I'm going to put that there. I will link, so this DSP is going to be on sale the 13th, which I believe is Wednesday. The DSP is on sale for 10% off, and the Stamps and Bundles, so if you wanted a Stampin' Bundle, the Stampin' Bundle from Stampin' Up, it is going to be 20% off. So if you're watching this during that time period. So they have their cluster right here. I think I'm going to have it because because of the size of my, I don't know why this is, oh, and now I've ran out of tape, so we're going to have to use our imagination, because I did move my tape adhesive supply. So, okay. Oh, that one's gone. I'll use my broken one. So when these tape dispensers break, I will just show you where I'm going to put things, because I'm not going to redo this, and I don't want to take the time to. So we're going to put, I think we're going to put our cattails right here. Oops. And I did color these, and the marker showed up really well on the green apple. I used the thick end of the Stampin' Right marker, and it showed up pretty well. So I don't have any of the inks, the stamp pads from Stampin' Up, because I'm a crossover. But I went to a garage sale, and I found an entire set of the Stampin' Rights. So garage sales are a great way to go. So I will put my cluster down here. Actually, I also have this. So I'm going to kind of play around with this, and my cluster will go here and there. And since I'm out of adhesive, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. I want to thank you for watching, and if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Person, I hope you will, I will leave my number down in the link, and they are having a sale on the 13th to the 15th, and you could get these at 10 to 20% off. I hope you have a great day, and talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.